Tom Cruise is ambitious.
In Mission Impossible, you're always talking about what is the stunt.
From a helicopter drop
They just unlock it and it's a free fall. It's a free fall to the back.
to leaping from a rock on a motorbike.
Train and drill every little aspect over and over and over and over again.
None of this has ever been attempted before.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Tom Cruise has executed some of the most jaw-dropping stunts in Hollywood history.
That camera angle, when I think of an audience and there's an exhilaration, but I was going down that runway and it was ocean.
Just like Buster Keaton did a century ago, or Jackie Chan has been doing for the past few decades. It's now Tom Cruise and his team behind the Mission Impossible films who willingly put their lives on the line to keep audiences on the edge of their seats.
Super important for a movie like Misha to be doing it all practically and for real. The audiences can tell when something's been cheated.
But how does he do it? And why does he and his crew feel compelled to create such perilous stunts in real life?
Just to figure out how are we going to do this.
It all starts small, with a knife stunt. The knife was actually placed dangerously close to Tom Cruise's eye. Most productions would probably shoot separate close-ups of the eye and the knife, and then merge them in post-production, but not Mission Impossible.
Now, we had a real knife that was really sharp and really pointy. There's no faking that. What we did do was we had a cable attached to the end of the knife, which was hooked to an overhead bar, so the knife could only go so far.
But Tom Cruise and the mission teams are never satisfied with the status quo. Always striving to outdo themselves, they undergo rigorous training and learn various new skills for the movies, like rock climbing, diving, or even parachute jumping. But to learn to pilot a helicopter?
Flying a helicopter takes a lot of skill. To put someone like Tom into a situation like this is almost impossible to imagine.
He came to me and he said, we're going to go to Airbus and we're going to learn how to fly a helicopter.
And not just fly it, but also execute one of the most challenging helicopter maneuvers, known as the corkscrew dive. That's an extremely dangerous 360-degree barrel roll that only a select few pilots can pull off. Tom Cruise dedicated 8 hours a day for 3 months to learn how to fly a helicopter and master the corkscrew stunt. But he's not the only one in the air at low altitudes.
We have 13 helicopters in the production, the ones on camera doing aerobatics just a few feet from each other.
The entire chase sequence was so perilous that New Zealand was the only country that would allow the crew to film this dangerous stunt. There were numerous ways for the team to cheat and film the chase, but they chose to embrace the true old-school approach.
But there really hasn't been a helicopter sequence like this in film.
And as if that wasn't enough for Tom Cruise and his team, they went on to do this. Tom fell from a height of 1,200 feet, putting his life on the line.
I heard myself scream and actually thought he fell.
We heard on the radio, I think we just lost Tom.
Someone screamed that Tom had dropped. Rebecca Ferguson and Simon Pegg and these grips had seen his body fall down this line, hit the load and roll off, and they didn't see where he went.
Tom emerged unharmed, but yet he wanted to perform a total of 5 takes for that scene. Tom willingly plummeted time and time again, all in pursuit to capture the perfect shot, and proving that nothing is impossible.
One of those mission moments.
Just like in Rogue Nation, one of the most iconic feats in the film was the scene where Tom Cruise clung to the side of an Airbus.
There was a moment I was going down the runway, I was like, maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
It's obvious that hanging on to a flying plane is dangerous, but it's not just the fear of falling out of the plane. Tom could be struck by a flying object or even a bird, which may seem like nothing, but at high speeds could have resulted in serious injury.
No, seriously, I got hit by a little stone about that big, and we were going so fast. Luckily, it hit my rib. I thought it broke my rib. Thank God it didn't hit my face.
Tom was secured to the Airbus by a wire, and special contacts protected his eyes. And the crew made sure the flight took place under the safest possible air conditions, minimizing the risks involved.
And how many takes did you do? We did 8 takes.
But not all stunts you saw in the Mission Impossible movies were executed flawlessly.
That was the stunt. I'm gonna run across, hit the side of the wall, and then pull myself over.
Tom's leg collided with the wall, resulting in a fracture.
Put my foot up literally for a split second to try to soften the impact.
put pressure on his foot, snapped it.
It's painful to just watch the sequence, but he doesn't stop there. Right after breaking his ankle, Tom pulled himself up onto the roof and continued running. It may sound unexpected, but breaking the ankle kind of helped another terrific stunt to happen. This one. Tom Cruise became the first actor to perform a halo jump on film.
The halo jump is a sequence Tom and I have been talking about for a number of years.
We were told on numerous occasions that it's impossible.
Halo stands for High Altitude, Low Opening. It's a military freefall technique where soldiers jump from great heights and open their parachute as they reach lower altitudes to avoid detection.
Tom will be the first actor to do a halo jump on camera.
We're doing something that nobody's ever done before.
Tom wanted the halo jump to be real at 25,000 feet. However, the producers were hesitant and considered faking it at 12,000 feet with the UK's Royal Air Force. But because of Tom's injury, they missed their scheduled jump and had the opportunity to shoot the halo scene at the desired altitude in Abu Dhabi. In order to perform a jump from 25,000 feet, Tom trained and took about 100 jumps from a plane.
You tell him something and he locks it in.
But Tom Cruise wasn't the only one who did the halo jump. Someone had to capture what we see on screen. There was a lot of reluctance. McCollow said after trying to find someone who would film the halo sequence. And after much searching, the team found a skydiver willing to strap a 20-pound camera rig to his head, Craig O'Brien. In order to capture this jump, the mission crew designed a special helmet with internal illumination, enabling them to see Tom's face in the darkness. The dedication Mission Impossible puts into their stunts is truly inspiring.
And because Tom does all this stuff, does that mean that you guys have to say yes to everything?
Tom's enthusiasm is highly contagious, as confirmed by many of his co-stars. Rebecca Ferguson, for instance, recalled her shock on the first day of filming when her new routine involved jumping from a building.
And then we jump off, and he just looks at me in the Tom Cruise kind of way and he goes, "Welcome to Mission."
Everyone on the set passionately strives to create crazy stunts that the audience has never seen before. With each new film, Mission Impossible aims to raise the bar of insanity. And Dead Reckoning Part 1 is no exception.
We've been working on this for years. We're going to shoot it in Norway, and it'll be a motorcycle jump off a cliff into a base jump.
This trick is being hailed as the biggest stunt in Hollywood history, and for good reason. Just take a look at the amount of preparation it took.
Lots of practice on stability and freefall.
Tracking with John and Miles in the air, doing lots of different positioning, like they were a two-man team in the air, coming on top of each other, below each other, backtracking, front tracking. You know, we've drilled and drilled and drilled.
Tom also learned to be comfortable in jumping 70, 80-foot tabletops, making over 1,300 motocross jumps in total, and becoming so good at it that he won't ever miss his marks on the track.
Don't be careful, be confident.
Next, the crew devised several technical solutions to film Tom in motion, placing cameras as close to him as possible.
Even 2 years ago, the cameras didn't exist that would allow us to do what we're trying to do today. They were doing 30 jumps a day.
Getting to a point where he was just a machine. I mean, over 500 skydives.
That's what we do.
And finally, the crew brought everything together. Tom Cruise performed that stunt 6 times to capture the perfect shot. Nothing would stop Tom and the mission crew from delivering a thrilling cinematic experience.
Look, I do it because it's entertaining to you all. You know, I want to entertain you.
I think they're going to find out.
I want to entertain you.
In this age of incredible technologies, many productions may resort to visual effects to bring stunts like this to the big screen. It may put actors and stuntmen at lower risk, but even today, nothing can still compare to attempting them for real.
You can tell when something's been cheated, and the one thing that Tom definitely does not want to do is cheat an audience.
Tom Cruise may be the actor who is known for performing death-defying stunts, but we should never forget the stuntmen who put their lives on the line every day, often in the background and out of the spotlight. Even a small stunt can be dangerous, no matter how insignificant it may seem. So the next time you watch them, think about the amount of planning, training that goes into performing a stunt that lasts for just a few seconds.
Mission accomplished!
And if you want to find out how this other film was made, check out this video here.